on, boys!
I'll be in a minute.
There's a lot to talk about between the live performance and everything that's going on with our business. But we'll get to all that in a sec. For now, I just want to start slow and lighthearted and then work our way to the heavy stuff.
Have you seen James? He's been underwater for like 3 seconds now. I ain't gonna hold my breath like that. Oh, God.
I tell you, first rule, no rules.
What's the second rule?
If you watched yesterday's video, you'll know that there was a bit of a falling out.
You guys hurt my feelings.
I don't care if I hurt your feelings. You're not in the band, and you never will be. You know, I think for the most part, we've really worked past our differences. But some part of me still thinks that James is a little upset. Now, if you don't know what I mean when I say our live show, I literally mean we're performing live on the 18th. Unfortunately, the tickets are sold out. One thing that's not sold out, though, are these GIMP mugs right here. As a reminder, we do not have a Patreon. Purchasing merchandise is the one way to support us besides watching the videos. The link for the GIMP mug is in the description. I mean, how many days are left? 12? 12 days because it's on the 18th.
I think we pretty much sold out.
I'm
now.
nervous.
Don't be nervous, dude. We got this.
Okay, if you say so.
Stop talking about it.
Oh, dude.
Were you just underwater that entire time?
James, that was like 25 minutes.
I have better underwater hearing. Even if I do end up winning the Battle of the Bands, I just want you to know that.
It's not a battle
not a battle of the bands.
at
It's a
all.
live show for sure.
Even if I win
It's
the
not a
Battle of the
winning
Band,
James, if we're doing a performance live, and that's it. You
Look.
just out of my direction. I hate it.
You were saying something about Battle of the Bands? That doesn't make any sense because it's a live show.
Oh, you're right. I said too much, so never mind.
It's not a battle of the bands, it's a live show. The only reason James isn't invited is because he doesn't play an instrument. I really wanted to press him on the Battle of the Bands thing he said, but that's when everything took a turn for the worse.
You're not coming to the show.
oh, my dick went in the pump.
You're not in the band, nor were you invited to the show. It's stuck? Here, I'll suck your dick
James?
out of there. I'll suck your dick out of there. Oh. Got it.
You saved his life. But in all seriousness, James is not allowed in the venue. If I see him, I will have security escort him out. Little known fact, showering with your boys not only saves time, it saves money. And with business afoot, saving money is a necessity. Another little known fact, showering with your boys is on the same level as getting drunk with them. And what I mean by that is that showering opens up your inhibitions. There's a good chance you'll say something you don't really mean to say, purely because you're in the moment. Maybe it would be cool if you joined our band.
He's got talent.
I don't want it.
Oh, you don't want to join our band?
I'll because.
James had every opportunity to join the Sugar Pine 7 band that day. Instead, he let pride get the best of him. I think he's gonna really regret that. Just like Kib really regrets what he did next.
Oh, here.
Did you just eat the bugs out of his hair?
Yeah, he has bugs in his hair.
Well, you got the bugs in your pool, dude. They were little water moccasins.
Kib's dirty, weird past has opened him up to a slew of terrible diseases.
Dude, nailed it. 10 out of 10. They said they've never seen someone get all of them correct. They actually took a picture of me and said they're gonna send it away.
To who? And later when we met up for lunch, Kib couldn't join because eating the bugs out of James's hair gave Kib acute tonsillitis. Kib sent me a text saying that he went to the doctor, and I don't know if this is a spelling error or if this is what he thinks he was actually prescribed, but he says he was prescribed Anywhere Biotic. Is this Steve Zaragoza? Steve! You have acute tonsillitis?
It's like right before tonsillitis. Give me antibiotics and it'll fucking knock it out.
How long is it gonna...
like a strep throat or something?
No, not strep throat, it's acute tonsillitis. How long is it gonna take you to... Oh my God, Seth Meyers. How long is it gonna take you to get over this? So basically what Kib is saying, he's gonna be contagious for another 2 days probably. All right, I will see you in 2 days.
Bye, Kib.
Now that all the distractions were out of the way, it was finally time to talk about part 2, the business, and why we don't have an office yet, which is the biggest hindrance in this entire process. So one issue that we're having right now is, I mean, you can clearly see we don't have an office yet, and that's because we're waiting on an investment and just money to come in general. The money that comes in through YouTube usually comes once a month, and that's always on the 15th. Stop walking around in circles during this.
Walking in front of you.
We're still very much in the process of getting an office, having money to do anything, paying for the editor, paying for James, but we're, I'd say, a couple weeks out. So after 2 weeks, what?
I said hope so.
Well, don't talk during it. Well, I finished the update anyway, James, Jesus. So I guess the issue we're having right now is, well, if we want this all to really start working out, we need the money to come faster. It baffles me that it hasn't come yet. I don't understand why.
What did it say in the contract? Did it give you a time period? Did it
30
give you
something.
Any details?
30 months.
What?
I don't know. I figured I'd sign away. Any
30 months?
opportunity is going to be better than what we've already had.
It's like 2.5 years, dude.
Even though James and I have our differences with the live show, I rarely get an opportunity anymore to spend time with just him. You know, we haven't had a lot of, like, just us time lately.
I know, I think we should just have fun today.
Well, we need footage.
Okay, you wanna just...
Drink?
I'm starting to wonder if that's why we haven't made it to trending recently, is because we drink all the time in videos and do the...
That was a long time ago.
That's when I remembered the real reason we never make it on the trending page anymore. Handjobs for kids. It all started to make sense. James, being the brains of the group, I pressed him to figure out a solution.
Come on. I can delete it.
You can delete what?
I don't know, go back in time.
We can't go back in time.
But we can figure it out.
What if we figured out today how
you
to
know
go
what?
back in
Actually,
time?
I saw this thing on Facebook, and it was like www.clickhere.net or something, and it was like 75 ways to lose weight in 3 seconds. And I did it, and I clicked on it, and it didn't really tell me anything. Every time I clicked, it would just open up like 36 pop-ups.
How does this relate to going back in time?
I just remembered it pissed me off.
You know what they say, you can't spend time lost on a dollar. The past is left there. And that's exactly it. What we needed was a way to get money fast. And there's only one person I know with that kind of power, Jeff Ramsey, co-manager of Rooster Teeth. I don't know what he does.
Yeah, is it a bit? Am I being recorded?
You are not being recorded. That was an evil laugh. That's an evil laugh.
What can I do for you?
I guess we had like a couple concerns, mostly about, you know, the time frame of getting the money in, and I was curious. It seems like Lewis is on the verge of canceling it. He brought up several concerns. One of them was the kind of spending, were we talking about bad spending? Bad spending, that's what the condition was. As
He had a long list of things we shouldn't buy.
for the most part, we haven't been buying them, so I was just curious, in what realm of possibility, like how can we get the money even sooner?
You want more money faster? Is that what I'm hearing? Or just any money fast?
I need money fast, Jeff.
Do I need to write a check? How much money do you want?
He transferred the money!
Already?
Just right now! Dude, you can order whatever you want. We have a budget now for 2 weeks. Corned beef hash?
Yep, corned beef boys.
I'm just gonna get a milkshake.
Okay.
I might just get a water. I couldn't believe it. We finally had the budget to get an office space. Thank you, Jeff Ramsey. Whatever you do at Rooster Teeth is working. And now it's time for a message from our sponsors, unless Autumn forgets to put the mid-roll right here, or if YouTube doesn't give us any advertisement at all, which is a very real possibility after Handjobs for Kids. With great budget comes great responsibilities. With money to burn, we desperately needed lighting for the office, furniture, and new attire to make sure our branding was on point. Now, is this 89 or 890?
890 is regular price. Now we have a special price. Everything half a price.
Some of these chandeliers were only $18,000. In my book, that's a steal. Rugs. Nature's doormats. They come in all shapes and sizes, and we needed to make sure ours would meet up to quality standards. How much is this rug right here? $1,500. Which one is your most expensive rug?
It's not here.
That's a big safe. Wow, that's very impressive. After purchasing 2 of their most expensive rugs, we moved on to furniture. Unfortunately, a little hiccup prevented us from filming in the very first furniture store we went in. Hi. We have the camera because we're trying to get an idea of what would look good for our office that we're trying to get. Is it okay if we take some pictures? Hmm?
No pictures.
1 or 2?
We don't allow pictures at all.
Sorry, I missed that.
We
Yes.
don't allow photos inside the show.
Yeah.
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 Sorry.
Good?
No pictures. I
Oh!
think you understand what I'm saying.
I was devastated. Thankfully, we ended up at another furniture store I could easily call home. This is great. What do you call this? This piece, yes.
Just a man and woman happy together. I have also black color available.
I like the white one.
Yeah, me too. Oh, warm back here.
Animal skins. Did you kill them yourself?
No, of course not.
Good. Test.
I think our budget would be about $20,000 for a sofa. It was very clear to me she was not taking Jeff Ramsey's investment seriously. With most of our budget used, we only had very little left for attire, so we stopped by a men's 5'8" and under clothing store. This suit says I'm an agent, but
Of chaos.
I also watch hentai. You have a fitting room? Yes. May I try these on?
Yes, if you want to.
Do you want me to go in there with you?
No. Even though the store was for men 5'8" and under, and I was 6'3", I still felt at home. I was proud of their selection, and I was proud of what I selected from it. And sure, the budget may all be gone, and also we may not have actually purchased the office with it, which was the main point, but goddamn, look at these pants.
I just can't believe it.
The first time that we're gonna do live is Do You Want Some Peas? What's the second song? Oh, Married to My Baby.
Married to a Baby.
No, it's not Married to a Baby.
Well, that was the original name of the song, so you twisting it now to make it...
I'm not twisting it. It's Married to My Baby.
I feel like changing the name now just goes against everything I'm about.
If you say Married to a Baby live, that's gonna ruin us.
I can't promise I won't.
Why would you? Why do you want this channel to
That's
go?
the original name of the song, Steve. Everyone's gonna know we changed it.
Times change, things change. We don't have to. It doesn't have to be married to a baby. Who marries a baby?
I don't know. You? Me?
I don't. You don't. So who does?
But we could. We'll keep the song changed.
Married to My Baby.
Married to My Baby.
Yeah, there we go.